Right now at 5, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly tours a new healthcare education center in southeast Kansas.
We have a few scattered thunderstorms and some are getting to be on the strong side. We'll have the details in just a minute.
Plus, some local artists and organizations are ready for the Pittsburgh Art Walk.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
And it is already storming in our area. I was driving in this morning about, an hour ago, and I couldn't believe it when I got to the station. It was pouring. My dress might still be a little wet. Hopefully you can't see, but we've got storms.
We do have a few scattered storms. The one that just went through Pittsburgh and now heading towards the Joplin Webb City area. That was main threat being strong rain, and we also have some hail chances as well. Very small hail. There was a report from the Joplin Police Department, pea-sized hail, but we have the camera up. You can see it's already raining out there, just started. So they are getting some loud thunder, cloud to ground lightning as well, and that pea-sized hail. But temperatures across the region, upper 50s, low 60s. We're going to see these drop a little bit more in the next hour or so, especially with all of these storms. We don't have any type of warnings yet today, so we're not expecting any very severe storms, but we are looking at a few of these stronger thunderstorms. Now, this is the one that's just went through south of Pittsburgh, making it towards Carthage, north of Joplin, but they are getting some rain. But that main threat where the hail is, that hail core going through Carthage as we speak. Now, a few more scattered storms, especially up north. These are less strong. We are seeing a couple strong ones. Here's one that's going through Arcadia, south of Fort Scott. Again, pea-sized hail likely, but we could expect up to penny-sized hail, maybe inch-sized hail as well. And then another few scattered thunderstorms in those southern counties, but that strongest point of the storm going south of us. So we are seeing a few more coming in as well. This is going to continue all day long. We're not seeing a very strong threat for severe weather, but we are seeing those strong thunderstorms. Main threat all day long will be cloud to ground lightning and smaller sized hail, but we could expect some pretty heavy downpours as well during some of these events. Now, main threat for severe weather still holding off until Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but can't rule out any stronger storms today. So we'll keep you updated as we continue into this event.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, as she mentioned, there's a chance for some parts of the 4 states to experience severe weather this weekend. KOAM's Amber Jenkins asked Newton County Emergency Management to share tips for families when severe weather hits.
Just about everyone in the 4 states has experience with a tornado or severe weather. If not, then you heard the stories.
Folks have heard stories about the Joplin tornado, so there is a lot of anxiety with those young children, and the more they can plan and the more they know what to expect, the easier it is for them.
During severe weather, parents are not only trying to keep kids safe, but also calm. One mom of 3 in Yosho says having a plan can smooth over nerves.
I think when they know there's a plan in place, if something does happen, I'm going to wake you up, we're going to put shoes on, we're going to go out to the shelter, and we'll be together, we'll be safe, we have a place to go. I think when kids know that you have a plan, they do better.
For the James family, their storm shelter is a big part of their severe weather plans.
The day we purchased our storm shelter and they brought it to us, we used it that afternoon. Like, they installed it and we were in it within an hour.
If folks can't afford a storm shelter, if they don't have a basement, if they can't afford a storm shelter, then again, identify a place in their home that's safe for them and know what it's going to be and how they're going to be there.
Severe weather can bring uncertainties, but keeping a line of communication should be a top priority.
We've learned in many weather events that sometimes the phone lines go down. Those NOAA weather radios have crank radios that have actually flashlights, and NOAA and those radios within radio stations, so then you can hear what's going on.
After finding a storm shelter and establishing communication, it's best to wait out the storm and enjoy the impromptu family time.
We have the flashlights and we try to just tell stories, and we've sang songs because it does get to be a while and it gets kind of stuffy in there. And so we pass the time by just really, you get some more family time.
Reporting in Neosho, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
And don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOAM Sky Watch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The KOAM Sky Watch weather app. Just after 5:15 yesterday evening, a Joplin Fire Department responded to a structure fire on the 2800 block of North Brownell in North Royal Heights. Firefighters entered the residence despite smoke and flames, locating a female resident and rescuing her from the home. Deputy Chief Andy Nimmo tells us she was transported priority to an area hospital. There is no update on her condition. Joplin Fire were assisted by Webb City Fire Department. The Joplin Fire Marshal responded to the scene for investigation, which is watch for updates on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly yesterday visited Pittsburgh to check out a new healthcare education center. Governor Kelly toured the John Parlow Education Center on the campus of the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas. Members of the health center's leadership team board of directors joined the governor on the tour to discuss on how Medicaid expansion could help address the state's healthcare worker shortage.
Take care of it, good, but we have to be partners with the folks. People who are not who don't have access to health care are not going to be as concerned, or they can be concerned, but they're not going to be able to do anything about staying healthier if they don't have access to professionals and others to guide their care.
The governor also referenced the Medicaid expansion in Missouri and the success the state has had keeping hospitals and clinics running since then. Well, some local artists and organizations are ready for the Pittsburgh Art Walk. The event promotes a festival-like atmosphere with live music, art demonstrations, and community activities. The dogs, a Joker and Harley Quinn, are some of the attractions of the event this year.
Bring your phones, take lots of pictures. You can take as many pictures as you want. Bring the kids. They are service dogs. They're trained in for PTSD, pressure therapy. It's an opportunity to really be a part of the culture of Pittsburgh. Basically, every artist in town shows up and shows out, shares their work.
More than 100 organizations, businesses, and artists will participate in the event. Art Walk starts at 5 p.m. on Friday. It's held on Broadway between 7th and 4th Streets. In case of severe weather, the event will be canceled and will not be rescheduled. Organizers ask the public to keep updated on the event's social media page. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, a pair of high school basketball standouts signed to play at the next level. We'll have the details. Plus, a Japanese zoo reveals a popular hippopotamus thought to be a he is actually a she. And a thunderstorm chances return. We'll have what to expect with Lindsay Gaffney in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Jenkins Supplies, your local producer.
The Pitt State softball team is 20-0 when playing on their home field this season. The Gorillas begin their regular season home stand by facing Newman for a doubleheader. Originally scheduled for Friday, but we bumped things up to Wednesday afternoon. Pitt State versus Newman. In the circle for the Gorillas is the freshman phenomenon Ava Laurent. In the first inning, she gets the swing and miss. Next batter also swings and misses. Laurent finishes the inning as she strikes out the side. She pitches 6 complete innings and strikes out 9 in this game. We go to the 4th inning, still scoreless. Sydney Sneen hits a missile up to the middle off the second baseman's glove. That scores a run, and the Gorillas are on the board for first 1-0. In the 6th inning, Pitt State leads 3-1, and Maddie Fernandez belts this ball into Souvenir City. It's a 3-run home run that gives the Gorillas a 6-1 lead. We head to the final inning of the ball game. Closing things out is Heather Arnett, who makes a spectacular diving catch to seal the ball game. Pitt State takes the game won by winning 6-1. Well, in game 2 of the doubleheader, Pitt State completes the sweep of Newen by winning the game 3-1. The Gorillas now have a shot to win a conference championship on their home field. Pitt State is set to host number 5 Central Oklahoma this Saturday at 1 p.m. Across state lines in Joplin, Missouri Southern kicks off their final homestand of the season with an upset win over number 5 Central Oklahoma. Lions win the first game 5-3. However, the Lions lose the second game 6-0. Missouri Southern splits the doubleheader and will wrap up their final home game of the season this Saturday at noon versus Newman. Yesterday marked a special day for the Pittsburgh High School boys and girls basketball programs. 2 of the top players in Southeast Kansas area signed their national letters of intent to play at the next level. One of the best players in program history, Mason English, is officially signed to play basketball at Link Academy next season in Branson, Missouri. Mason is the all-time leading scorer in school history and was voted unanimously first team All-SEK this past season. Meanwhile, sharing the spotlight with Mason is Pittsburgh senior Jacqueline Hall, who is going to continue her basketball career with the Missouri Southern Lions. She has a handful of interest from different schools, but ultimately chose to sign closer to home.
I'm just so excited to get up there with all of those girls, which I once viewed as these big college girls, these really great players, and now I'm getting the opportunity to play with them, which I'm really, really excited for.
Sophomore year and junior year, I kind of felt like I needed to step up my game, and try to provide for the team more. And then after that, I just realized that no one can really stop me in the SEK, and that's basically how it is. Woods came in, his first year was my freshman year. It was a little iffy, and then we've had some bumps in the roads, but everything turned out pretty good.
Well, we're still in the early stages of the NBA playoffs. The Oklahoma City Thunder are back home for game 2 of the first round. OKC has an opportunity to take a 2-0 lead. Last night, the Thunder are at the KOAM Center for another playoff game. Oklahoma City won game 1 on Sunday night, winning that contest by only 2 points. A win last night gives the Thunder a 2-0 series lead. Final score 124-92. And in St. Louis, Cardinals versus Diamondbacks, Nolan Arenado ties the game with a line drive into left field. A run scores, and it's 1-1. Next to batter, it's a wild pitch, and Wilson Contreras scores and gives the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. To the 8th inning, bases are loaded, and Lars Nootbaar comes through with a big hit that bounces off the wall for a 2-run double. St. Louis takes the series final. Cardinals win the game 5-1. Still to come, new U.S. standards announces will limit the amount of sugar and sodium in lunches served to students. Plus, a check of the 7-day forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Casino.com for details. Highway 60 west of Seneca, Missouri.
All right, so we've had some storms in the area this morning. One just passed over Joplin and Webb City. Now moving on, but we did have some reports of pea-sized hail as well as cloud ground lightning. There was wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour as well. It's not sustained. It's just going to be in the midst of some of these stronger storms, and there is a low visibility as well if that storm is moving over you. So it did just pass through Joplin, now heading towards Sarcoxie, and it's going to continue on, but it is starting to weaken. We've got a few more scattered thunderstorms in the northern counties, and one just went through Arcadia. It's starting to weaken as well, but some of these storms, the stronger ones, we are going to see the hail chances as well as heavy rain in the midst of the storms and faster wind gusts as well. Then some more scattered thunderstorms in those southern counties as well. We've got a few more moving in, nothing too strong as of right now, no severe threats, but we are seeing those smaller hail threats and heavy rain as well. These chances are going to continue over the next several hours. We've got a lot of scattered thunderstorm chances all day today. There is going to be a nice little break in between 5 and 9 p.m. We'll still have some rain showers, but nothing crazy, no thunderstorms at that point, and then they'll start to kick off again in the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Today we have a low risk, especially for our Kansas and Oklahoma counties, for any type of severe weather. That threat today is the hail and the lightning threats. Now, tomorrow we've got an elevated risk for all of our counties, and moving into Saturday, we have that enhanced risk. So we are seeing main threats for severe weather holding off until the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well. Today, mostly just scattered thunderstorms across the entire day. So this is a future track of what we can expect today. 6 a.m., we'll still see those scattered thunderstorms. One main thunderstorm moving in, and that looks like it's heading towards Joplin as well, maybe going south. Few more moving in the north as well. Now these are just going to be scattered, not as strong throughout the entire day. This is still 11:30 in the morning, so all morning long, a lot of rain chances. We'll start to give ourselves a break around 2 p.m., especially in those southern counties. Joplin and below are going to see that break before some more rain chances come in. Another strong storm moving in those northern counties. That'll continue off east, and then we'll just have some rain moving through. This is that break, that lull that we see at 5:30 track continuing on. Some rain chances pick back up 8 o'clock, and then over midnight is where we're going to see those thunderstorm chances come back in to our area. Now, they are stronger thunderstorms in the overnight hours and morning hours into Friday, but main threat for the severe weather that we're seeing Friday is going to be Friday afternoon. And with the weekend, we're going to see those tornado chances as well spike up, and they'll continue on Friday, Saturday, and likely Sunday as well. But today, mostly just scattered thunderstorms across the region, and Lisa will be back with more news after this.
Hey everyone, visit Carthage.com.
Well, topping Health Watch this morning, it's an effort to make school meals healthier. New U.S. standards announced will limit the amount of sugar and sodium in breakfast and lunch served to nearly 30 million K-12 students. Mandy Gaither has a closer look at the new standards and why some experts say it's a first step in the right direction.
For the first time in 14 years, the USDA is reforming school meal standards across the U.S. The changes will be implemented in phases over the next few years.
Children will be eating healthier foods as a result, and we couldn't be more pleased.
Beginning in the 2025-26 school year, the new standards call for certain products, including breakfast cereals, yogurt, and flavored milk, to have specific limits on added sugars. By the 2027-28 school year, added sugars can't make up more than 10% of the total weekly calories for breakfasts and lunches.
Sugars are a source of calories that have very little, no nutritional value. And one can eat food that tastes really, really good that doesn't have to have those added sugars.
The new standards will also limit sodium in future school meals, requiring a 15% cut in sodium in lunches and a 10% cut in sodium in breakfast by the 2027-28 school year. The American Heart Association says the new standards are a step in the right direction.
We feel like this is a path, not the destination. There's a little bit more that can be done on added sugars and lowering salt.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Beginning next school year, schools will also have the option to require unprocessed agricultural products to be locally grown, raised, or caught. Yesterday, the Arizona House of Representatives voted to repeal the state's Civil War era abortion law. By overturning the 160-year-old abortion ban, the state house paved the way for a 15-week on abortion law to take its place. Last week, lawmakers failed twice to bring the bill to a vote. Republican candidates for office had been scrambling to distance themselves from the restrictive 1864 law. Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs is expected to sign the repeal legislation, which also requires passage in the state Senate. Had the 1864 law not been repealed, it would have taken effect as early as June 8th. The law passed before Arizona's actual statehood bans all abortions except in cases where necessary to save a pregnant woman's life. The New Jersey woman's life was saved after she received a first-of-its-kind transplant using a modified pig kidney. Following a successful surgery, she says she's grateful for her second chance at life. Stephanie Stahl has her story.
I was pretty much done.
At age 54, Lisa Pisano's heart and kidneys were failing.
I couldn't go up the stairs, I couldn't drive, I couldn't play with my grandkids. So when this opportunity came to me, I said, I'm taking it.
When we admitted her to the hospital, she had 2 cardiac arrests. So that's how close she was to death.
Dr. Robert Montgomery heads up the Transplant Institute at NYU Langone Health. With the FDA's permission, he and his team decided the only way to save her life was with a first ever approach, giving her both a mechanical heart pump and a kidney transplant from a pig.
About to do something that no one has done.
The human immune system rejects organs from animals, so Dr. Montgomery and his team used a pig kidney with one gene altered to make it more compatible, and it worked right away.
So you release the clamps and Lisa's blood goes into the kidney, and it suddenly turns this beautiful pink color, a healthy organ. This isn't just about keeping somebody alive, it's restoring them to their lives.
I feel great today compared to other days.
As she recovers from surgery, Pisano dreams of playing with her 2 young grandchildren for the first time in years.
This makes the second known pig kidney transplant in the United States. That's a look at Health Watch. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got some scattered thunderstorms across the region this morning, continuing on all day long. We'll have more details after this.
City.
Right now at 5:30, Crowder College announces new degree programs starting next fall.
Thunderstorm chances continue all day long, and we're going to have a break a little bit later this afternoon.
Plus, NEO A&M College in Miami wants to let adults know it's not too late to earn that degree.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Elise Snowe.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
We've had some scattered storms. Jeez, I can't talk today.
Scattered storms today. Yeah, we do. We started pretty early this morning, around 3 a.m. I know I saw all that lightning when I was driving into work today, and then we had a nice storm moving over Pittsburgh, headed towards Joplin. Just left the Joplin region, so mostly just cloudy out there right now. Temperature about 55 degrees. We also saw some pretty fast wind gusts in that storm, up to 40 miles per hour, and very low visibility if that storm is passing over you. Now, there's no warnings or watches in the entire area right now, so we're not expecting any severe weather. But like I said, we have seen a few stronger storms. There's that one that just passed through Carl Junction, and it has started to weaken. Few more scattered thunderstorms in the northern counties. Like I said, we've got a few stronger ones, and in those stronger storms, we're expecting hail up to penny-sized, but we could see even larger hail than that. Main threat being hail and cloud-to-ground lightning, and that will be most of the threat for all day today in all of these scattered storms. They're going to continue on all morning long. We do have a break in the storms from around 3 p.m. to 6 to 7 p.m. and then we're going to have more rain come in and more thunderstorms moving in, and that's going to continue all into the next morning as well. So a lot of storms today. Be prepared, but nothing too severe as of right now, but we'll continue to update you.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, Crowder College will have 2 new programs beginning this fall. Engineering technology is intended to train students for careers as an engineering designer or drafter. Geographic Information System is designed to develop skills for storing, analyzing, and visualizing geographic information such as maps, satellite images, and demographic data.
Or what do we see job opportunities, especially in our area, so that people don't have to relocate. So we'll look at those things first. And then of course we have to be physically responsible with what we're doing. So making sure that we already have the facilities basically to teach these classes and do. So we had drafting classrooms, we have the computer technology that we need to be able to offer that program.
The college says both programs have high demand in the job market and can be completed relatively quickly. Art Forms Gallery in Pittsburgh hosted a fused glass workshop yesterday for some 6th graders. Staff at the gallery treated the kids from College Heights Christian School in Joplin to a lesson in making glass art. The gallery wanted to give kids a different perspective on making art.
We understand that art is more than paper and you know, paper and paint and such, that glass can be 3D shape with what they're taking away and how to cut glass. Just a new experience with the glass art medium.
The kids also got to take in some of the art in the Pittsburgh Library. Pitt State's Axe Library held its spring book sale yesterday. Every year, the library collects a range of donated material for the sale, everything from fiction to romance to history and more. Prices ranged from $1 to $2 per book. Proceeds help fund library programs. The NEO A&M College in Miami yesterday hosted an outreach event to let adults know it's not too late to get a degree. The Dogs and Degrees event gave people a chance to stop by, grab a hot dog, and learn about the How to Reach Higher program. That program is designed for working adults who want to finish an associate's degree.
You're a working person and you've got everything going, and life's a challenge anyway. Any little obstacle can throw you off and keep you from coming back. And so it's our hope that we can help them get over those little obstacles and come back and get, look at like life ahead, especially if you got kids, like, I can do it, you can do it. Be that example for their kids. And that's a big motivator for a lot of adult students.
The event also featured giveaways for kids and adults, as well as a drawing for prizes for those who apply to NEO. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Tourists wanting to visit the floating city of Venice will now be charged a fee to enter. Plus, President Biden signed a foreign aid package supporting Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, topping World Watch, a Japanese zoo reveals a popular hippopotamus thought to be a he is actually a she. Zoo officials at the Osaka Zoo announced a DNA test confirmed 12-year-old Jen Chan is a female. Genetic testing was carried out after zookeepers noticed that for years, Jen Chan did not display typical male hippo behavior. The gender reveal comes 7 years after the hippo arrived at the zoo from Mexico in 2017, with a health certificate indicating the mammal as macho or male in Spanish. A beauty pageant winner breaking stereotypes in Argentina. 60-year-old Alejandra Marisa Rodriguez officially crowned Miss Universe Buenos Aires. Rodriguez, who is a lawyer and a journalist, says she hopes her victory encourages others and that people do what they want to do regardless of age. The Miss Universe pageant at the end of last year eliminated an age limit that has been in place since 1958. Rodriguez will now compete nationally in Miss Universe Argentina 2024 on May 25th. Tourists wanting to visit the floating city of Venice for the day will now be charged a €5 fee to enter. Venice is launching a time-limited pilot program starting today through mid-July. The popular destination just barely avoided being placed on the United Nations list of endangered heritage sites, which has city officials installing the new access fee to combat overcrowding and improve residents' quality of life. They also expect the program will give them better data on just how many visitors they receive each day. A chaotic scene across the pond as rogue horses run through the United Kingdom capital. It was anything but horseplay as the wild scene unfolded yesterday. In the heart of London, near Buckingham Palace and Parliament, Two runaway horses are seen galloping past Londoners as they started their day. A British Army spokesperson said a number of military working horses became loose during a routine exercise, but they were all eventually rounded up. Emergency workers say 4 people suffered minor injuries. President Biden officially signed into law a $95 billion foreign aid package supporting Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Lawmakers, however, also took aim at TikTok. The popular social media app is now forced to find a new owner or face a ban in the U.S. Correspondent Rebecca Castor explains.
We don't walk away from our allies. We stand with them. That's what it means to be the indispensable nation.
President Joe Biden signed into law a major foreign aid package Wednesday, sending critical military assistance to Ukraine and aid to Israel and Taiwan.
It should have been easier and it should have gotten there sooner. But in the end, we did what America always does.
I want to thank you for such significant support, very important support to President Biden, to Congress.
The Defense Department is already preparing to send $1 billion worth of military equipment to Ukraine, including air defense systems, ammunition, and armored vehicles. But there's something else included in the newly signed law, a potential ban on TikTok. Lawmakers are concerned about the popular app's ties to the Chinese Communist Party and want to force its parent company to sell.
I believe it is not a ban. It will be a divestiture. We could have an American company own it. We could have a French company, a British company, a Brazilian company.
Just not the CCP.
But it's not the CCP.
TikTok CEO denies the Chinese government has access to American data and plans to fight the law in court.
Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side, and we expect to prevail.
Despite the security concerns and the potential ban, the Biden campaign says it will continue to post to its TikTok account in order to reach young voters.
That's a look at some of your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
It's the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row, so get ready because
The Curb, only at Denver Mattress.
We've got some storms moving through the area today. Nothing severe, but we are seeing a few stronger storms. Temperatures across the region starting to dip down a little bit, and cooler temperatures because of some of these storms and the cloud coverage that we're seeing as well. Now, we just had a stronger storm pass through north of Joplin, Webb City, Carthage. It is starting to weaken as it moves through Sarcoxie, and it'll continue on. Main threat with all of these strong storms are going to be hail up to about 1 inch and cloud to ground lightning. Now, we did see wind gusts up to about 40 miles per hour during that one storm that went through Joplin. So faster wind gusts during some of these stronger cells may be likely as well. Now, scattered thunderstorms still across the northern counties. Not too severe, anything going on. We do have one moving in. This is going towards Neodesha. It's a little bit stronger, so we may see some hail being produced from that storm as well. And it's heading towards Neodesha in the next 30 minutes or so. Now, across the region, we're not seeing any more strong storms. They started to diminish. Now, for the next several hours, we are going to see a lot of thunderstorms moving through. It's going to continue into early afternoon hours before we see a break. Today, we do have a low risk for storms, especially for our Kansas and Oklahoma counties. Main threat being hail and cloud to ground lightning. Other than that, we're not seeing severe threats. That will change tomorrow as our elevated risk covers our entire counties. We're expecting possible tornadoes. Now, likely tornadoes on Saturday. We do have an enhanced risk for our counties in Kansas and Oklahoma as well. So we are going to expect tornadoes more likely Saturday night, but main threat tomorrow and Saturday. Future track for the next several hours, we're seeing scattered thunderstorms, like I said, nothing too severe, but we may see a storm or two getting pretty strong, dropping some hail, and that'll move out. We'll have a little bit of a lull from 2 to about 5 p.m. in those southern counties. Joplin's clear. We even have a clearing in clouds as well. Now, as you can see, big patch of thunderstorms moving through. Now it's going to be shifting off to the east. We have one cell that may look like it's going to produce some heavier, larger hail, but it'll continue off to the east, and then we'll have a patch of rain moving through the Joplin area. This is about 8 p.m. tonight. Then we're going to have another bit of a clearing until storms rotate back in. And in the overnight hours, we're going to see some more thunderstorms start to pop back up. Now, we'll have some severe threats in the morning as well with some of these thunderstorms, but main threat for the severe threat for Friday will be more towards the afternoon. So these thunderstorms in the morning aren't going to be as severe as what we could expect to see later in the evening. This is 5:30 in the morning. We've got that line of storms pushing through. It's going to be mostly scattered thunderstorms again in the morning. Nothing severe wise, and it is going to diminish as it moves across our area. By the time it hits Springfield, just heavier rainfall through that. Then we'll have a clearing, 5 p.m. That's when we're going to start to see the elevated instability and that risk for severe storms starting to move back in on Friday evening. So we have a possible alert day for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday, we do have that enhanced risk in the evening and overnight hours for severe storms. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are expecting likely tornadoes, hail, fast winds, and heavy rain. Could see some localized flooding as well, just due to all of the heavy downpours that we're going to see over the next few days. Main threat, I'm expecting Saturday to be where we're going to see most of those tornadoes that we could possibly develop. Today, scattered thunderstorms all day long. We'll have that break in between 2 and 5, and then more rain starts to come back in. Another little break in the late evening hours, and then we're going to see those thunderstorm chances start to pop back up in the overnight hours and into early Friday morning. So all day it's going to be pretty rainy, pretty dreary, and may experience some thunder, lightning, and even some small hail today as well. Now, Elise will be back with more news after this.
Come on down to the Crawford County Museum for Cowboy.
Continuum meets our clients where they are. Just reach out to our care team to get started today.
World-class throwers will be competing at an event in Iowa, and one is making history. He'll participate in the javelin throw from the adaptive chair. Ben Kaplan talked to the Paralympian about his journey to greatness.
Justin Fongsavon is a world record holder and a member of Team USA.
He's my hero.
But his mom, Tammy Shin, says her son earned that title long before then.
But the day that he decided to get out of that hospital bed and keep pushing forward, that's the day. That was our defining day. That was a day that I knew it was going to be okay.
In October 2015, Justin was shot in this parking lot outside a fast food restaurant in Ankeny, left paralyzed from the waist down. However, his story is about lifting himself back up.
It was 3 days after my injury that I came to the conclusion, like, there's nothing I can do to change this. Those overwhelming negative emotions were not doing me any good.
It was at that moment Justin began forging this new path.
As soon as spring came in Iowa, Justin decided that he wanted to do some type of sports. So he got his first throwing chair through Adaptive Sports of Iowa. And from there, he started traveling.
And winning.
He went on the junior national team to Ireland.
So he won gold in the shot put, the discus, and the javelin.
And the javelin.
Wow. Which would become his singular focus.
In 2018, I made my first national team, and everything changed from there.
More than 5 years after tragedy, Justin set the world record at the Paralympic trials in the seated javelin throw.
It was 33.29 meters. Don't quote me on the feet. We used the metric system.
Soon after, he'd win bronze in Tokyo. Now he's preparing to make even more history.
The anticipation and the excitement behind it is palpable.
Later this week, he'll become one of the first seated throwers to participate in the Drake Relays.
Been all over the world. I've been, it's almost every continent. I've touched every ocean. Just competing at the Drake Relays is probably top 3.
Mom will be there at the stadium she says she grew up going to witness this next chapter of Justin's story.
I can't say enough. Just seeing him in a very familiar place.
Her hero at Drake's famous Blue Oval.
Justin, who now lives and trains in Georgia, says this will be his first time competing in Iowa as a Paralympian. We'll be right back.
More quality exterior.
Well, Amazon is launching a new location for its drone delivery service. The company says it will open a new prime air drone delivery location in Tulsa, Arizona. The new location is expected to provide same-day deliveries to people living in the West Valley area of Phoenix. Amazon also announced it will close down one of its other drone facilities in Lockport, California. The company expects to begin drone delivery operations in Arizona starting later this year. A young British boy is basking in the glory of his newfound fame. 9-year-old Cooper Wallace of Chesterfield, England, screeched his way to victory impersonating a seagull. He was among a number of screeching contestants vying for the chance to be a top bird at a seagull impersonation contest in Belgium. Wallace wowed the judges and the audience with his bird call and likened his unique skills to a superhero.
Well, we do have scattered storms this morning. We've had a few stronger storms dropping some hail and cloud to ground lightning, but nothing too severe right now. These chances are going to continue all day long. We'll have scattered thunderstorms continue into the area until early afternoon. Then we're going to see a break, and then rain chances continue into the evening and overnight hours. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got that possible alert day. We do see the severe threats amp up over the weekend. Today, mostly just the scattered storms. We're going to see hail up to about 1 inch as a max size hail, and cloud to ground lightning. Those are the two main threats for today, as well as maybe some faster wind gusts in some of these stronger storms. Now, once we get into the early hours on Friday, we'll have another round of thunderstorms moving through the area. This is coming in around 3 to 4 a.m. again tomorrow morning. Again, my main threat will be the hail and lightning as well. When we get a little bit later into the afternoon, that's where we're going to see that main threat for severe weather. That's where we'll see the tornado chances amp up, stronger winds, and larger hail as well. Then Saturday, we have an enhanced risk for severe storms. So we're going to expect some tornadoes, 1 or 2 likely on Saturday, as well as all of the other severe threat risks. Sunday, we're not quite sure exactly how severe we could see it, just due to the fact that the last few days we've had those stronger thunderstorms. So we're going to continue to update you as we move into the weekend.